points and promises made during the preceding program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Jamie Maloney here, host of That Business Show, promoting the entrepreneurial spirit in Tampa Bay. We bring you success stories every weekday morning, and now we're doing more of it. Join us anytime between 7 and 9 tomorrow morning here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. We share Tampa Bay's success stories with you every weekday morning because we want you to become the next success. Catch the entrepreneurial spirit anytime between 7 and 9 tomorrow morning here on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
From thecoolestguys.com, Simpson Air.
Today, mostly sunny, cooler temperatures and a light breeze, high 84. Tonight, clear and cool, low 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high 85.
This report is brought to you by the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Changes in weather can lead to colds and other ailments. When your child isn't feeling well, rely on the most accurate, easy-to-use thermometer, the Exergen Temporal Scanner, backed by more medical studies than any other thermometer. Exergen is available at your local club warehouse and other fine retailers.
1250 WINS WHNZ, Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app.
Accusations over the Trump video.
It represents exactly who he is.
And Clinton's emails.
You'd be in jail.
Hurricane Matthew leaves behind misery.
I don't have nothing left. Nothing.
Samsung reportedly suspends replacements of Galaxy Note 7 smartphones.
Is this the end of the troubled device?
Good morning, I'm Dave Barrett.
And I'm Stephen Portnoy in St. Louis with the CBS World News Roundup. There was no handshake at the start of last night's second presidential debate, just Donald Trump standing on stage next to Hillary Clinton with a decade-old videotape on the minds of everyone in the audience at the Town Hall Forum. CBS's Steve Futterman is here on the campus of Washington University.
The issue hanging over last night's debate came up in the opening minutes.
We received a lot of questions online, Mr. Trump, about the tape that was released on Friday, as you can imagine.
Donald Trump tried to explain his crude comments about groping women.
This was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it.
The Trump comments from 2005 came to light only on Friday. Since then, the Trump campaign has been reeling. Hillary Clinton dismissed the Trump apology.
He needs to take responsibility for his actions and his words.
And then things got really nasty as Trump began to talk about alleged mistreatment of women by Bill Clinton in the 1990s.
There's never been anybody in the history of politics that's been so abusive to women.
And inside the debate hall last night were several of Bill Clinton's accusers.
Trump was much more combative at this debate than he was at his first face-off with Clinton last month.
The people of this country are furious.
Trump went after Clinton on her use of a private email server.
You think it was fine to delete 33,000 emails? I don't think so.
He said he would appoint a special prosecutor to investigate.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Trump frequently tussled with the moderators.
I'd like to know, Anderson, why aren't you bringing up the emails? I'd like to know. Why aren't you
We brought up the emails.
No, it hasn't.
No, answer the question.
Why
Do
don't
you still believe?
her? You
I
interrupt
do.
me all the time. Why don't you
Would
interrupt
you
her?
please?
It's nice to 1-on-3.
And Trump even found himself at odds with his running mate over whether the U.S. should use military force against the Assad regime in Syria.
He and I haven't spoken, and I disagree.
Through the debate, Clinton repeated her argument that Trump is unfit to be president, even speaking of a Trump effect on the country.
Bullying is up. A lot of people are feeling, uneasy. A lot of kids are expressing their concerns.
Clinton said Trump's campaign is exploding as Republicans abandon him. The debate ended with a voter asking each candidate to say something positive about the other.
His children are incredibly able and devoted, and I think that says a lot about Donald.
She does fight hard, and she doesn't quit, and she doesn't give up, and I consider that to be a very good trait.
Now, with just over 4 weeks remaining until Election Day, Republican leaders will be on a conference call today. Correspondent Major Garrett.
They're still uncomfortable with many aspects of the Trump campaign, and they are not sure where Trump is heading in the future, either with his rhetoric about the Clintons or his overall orientation to the Republican Party after the events of the last 48 hours.
Billy Bush, who was on the 2005 Access Hollywood video, the one with Donald Trump, has now been suspended indefinitely by NBC's Today Show. It's 4 minutes after the hour.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. Crash in Pasco County on westbound State Road 52 near Hayes Road. The right and center lanes are blocked here. Some slow traffic on southbound I-75 south of Fowler Avenue to around I-4. Also westbound I-4 approaching downtown Tampa. And a bit slow off the Courtney Campbell Causeway from the Big Bridge over towards Rocky Point. See traffic problems. Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Bob's Carpet and Flooring. Bob's Carpet and Flooring is growing rapidly and needs to hire sales associates now. Medical and 401k benefits are included. Call today at 727-954-6341. That's 727-954-6341.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Start the week rather nice. Sunshine, mid-80s for the high. Overnight lows, look at those dipping into the upper 60s, near 70 degrees. Next couple of days, we'll see the rain chance back. Temperatures hovering around the mid-80s. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Maloney Productions. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeart Media Incorporated.
It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the second hour of That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. If you're finding us on the air for the first time, we're here Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, live each and every morning. This is not pre-recorded. The only times you'll hear our pre-recorded shows maybe on the holidays, and I even do come in on some holidays, and I believe today is actually a holiday. Today is Columbus Day, as a matter of fact, so all the banks are having the day off, and some of the government agencies as well. So we appreciate you tuning in. It's a show about positive messages, from our local community leaders and entrepreneurs about what they're doing to make a difference in the community. We stay off of the political news and sports talk, and so it's a good break from all the stuff that's on the airwaves. A show unlike any other program on the airwaves in the morning, and that's what That Business Show is all about, going all the way back to February 2015 when we founded the program, a spinoff of my real estate show. Yes, I do sell real estate. I don't mention it a lot of times on the program, due in large part because my niche is bank-owned properties, so I market to the banks, and I don't think a lot of them really listen to my program. They are in their own little worlds out there. And so, but if I can help you buying or selling real estate, I've got a team behind me. So if you need those services, still consider me a resource. Jamie at tampabayradio.com is my email address. Feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll get somebody to help you out in the Tampa Bay marketplace with regards to real estate. And it is a tough environment out there, especially if you're looking to purchase a home. Very low inventory, very high demand from consumers, and just not a lot of inventory to go around. And if you caught us in the last segment, now is a good time to sell your home, because over the next couple of years, some distressed inventory expected to come back onto the market and prop up the inventory, which will then depress prices or put a stop on the increases that we are seeing in the prices as inventory begins to creep up. So if you want to sell your home, now is a good time to do that. Again, Jamie at tampabayradio.com. Get in touch with me. On today's program, second half of the show, we talk with Matt Ashwood, a social media manager with a Songbird Agency, also handling the social media for That Business Show. So if you head over to the facebook.com/That Business Show, you can see all of the short little video clips that we do here in studio. But up first, I have Rochelle Walk, who is the founder of the Walk Law Firm. Learn more about this over at walklawfirm.com. And she's also a sponsor of the Tampa Bay Business Owners and a very loyal member of the organization. So we thank her for that. So Rochelle, welcome to the program today.
Good morning, Jamie. Good to be here.
So you've been involved with the Tampa Bay Business Owners since almost its inception. Chris founded the organization some 8-9 years ago. I just got involved in the last couple of years, first as a member and then now as a partner alongside this radio show. But tell me about your entry into Tampa Bay Business Owners. Why did you get involved?
So, it was sort of an aligning of stars, if you will, because I was getting out of my career as a general counsel, chief administrative officer, moving into a world where I was going to start my own law firm and start my own business. Right at the same time, Chris was taking Tampa Bay business owners. It used to be called the Tampa Bay Wealth
Building Annex.
Building
Annex, yes.
And it was right at the time he was changing it over to Tampa Bay business owners. And I was invited to a seminar from a friend who said, oh, you should go to this. It's a workshop, and you're going to learn a lot about how to use LinkedIn and how to use social media. It's going to be great for you as you launch your business. And we met, and I immediately realized there was some tremendous synergy. What we were doing counseling businesses and where we were going to counsel businesses as a law firm, and where TBBO was going to develop other kinds of business services and educational programs and networking programs, was just total alignment of our interests. So I met with Chris and, quite frankly, have been a sponsor ever since.
And you were an attorney working for a firm, and I know when you go to law school, they don't really teach you how to be a business owner, right? They teach you how to be an attorney. And so did you feel like when you stepped out onto your own, a little bit of fear starting your own business? I mean, you knew how to be an attorney and everything, but the business aspect of it, was there any fear there? How did that help?
So I actually kind of looked at it as a no-risk venture. And the reason is, for me, I wasn't really coming out of a law firm. I was coming out of a business environment. I spent my career as a general counsel, chief administrative officer for huge public companies. So what was a little worrisome is I came out of a world where I was in the C-suite of billion-dollar-plus businesses, and I had, if you will, people. There was somebody for everything. So even though marketing and risk management and legal and all these different human resources all reported to me, I didn't actually have to do the work. I just had to manage and direct it. So I'm not your typical lawyer who's just left a law firm and said, I've always practiced law. I actually practice business.
Okay.
But doing it all and doing it for yourself is quite different.
Right.
So I knew I didn't know what I needed to know. My dad was a small businessman. He owned pharmacies in Cleveland, Ohio. And I knew what I watched at home and what my mother and father did to build those drugstores. So I knew that I was lacking in a lot of areas. And really, TBBO was one of the ways that I was able to fill that gap.
When did you launch the Walk Law Firm?
So the first iteration of my going on my own was about, it was 2011. So about 5.5 years ago. And then for a short time after I was on my own, one person, I joined a firm for a short amount of time with the idea that I could do better with a little bit of law firm support. But then I realized very quickly I needed my own firm. So we have actually been in business almost exactly 4 years. September 25th was our 4th year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you. SBA statistics say that only about 40% of all businesses launched will last 4 years.
That's incredibly depressing stat, unfortunately. It's tough being a business owner out there. It really is.
It really is tough. But we were very successful, and we've been able to grow the business. I'm the sole owner, but I have some wonderful attorneys who come on your show every month.
We talked with Frank just last week, yes.
Right, and you'll have another one of our attorneys in November, and we'll rotate around a little bit for you so you get different attorneys and different topics.
What have you grown the firm into? How many attorneys do you have on your team, and are you strictly in business law? What else do y'all do?
So as a firm, one of the things that I figured out early on in talking to the folks at TBBO and going to some of the seminars is that we needed to figure out who we are. And like your That Business show, we are That Business law firm. Right. We only represent businesses and their owners.
Okay.
And we don't venture beyond that. But that gives us a great, unique marketing niche when you go to look up business law firm Tampa or contract lawyer Tampa. You find us on the first page organically. You don't have to look at the ads. We are right there on the first page. To answer your question about attorneys, we have 3 full-time attorneys. I use some contract attorneys when I need additional help. But today we have 3 full-time attorneys on staff. And all of us have some different nuances to our skill set, but we all represent businesses and their owners.
And so what did TBBO then do for your business? Was it just a matter of plugging some of the holes that you didn't have in your business, like with regard to LinkedIn and social media marketing and maybe, accounting, things of that nature? What were some of the things that TBBO, helped, develop your business with?
Well, in our case, I was very interested in understanding social media, website, web marketing, internet-based marketing, because I was actually new to Tampa. I had come down here as the general counsel, chief administrative officer of a large, privately owned, quasi-public company, billion-dollar company, and I had only been here for a few years, left that position, retired from that position essentially, and needed to start my own business. So I didn't have a good handle on how do you find people to come to work with you, and how do you build a business if you don't know anybody?
Right.
And so my entire world of internet marketing, everything from how to get a great website, how to use LinkedIn, how to blog, all of that came through networking at TBBO.
And I talk a lot about key partnerships, key relationships as being a cornerstone of any business. Would you say that Tampa Bay Business Owners, TBBO, became a key relationship then in your business?
Absolutely. So first it was something we were using to develop our business. And then one of the things I realized is that we were also a resource for TBBO, because we were at that time, believe it or not, the only law firm involved in TBBO. Mm-hmm. And so as the only law firm, I had literally a captive audience of business owners and business entrepreneurs who were looking for lawyers who can help them in a practical way. So we have a couple marketing differences, one of which is we do a lot of our work on a flat or fixed fee. We've abandoned the hourly rate. We will do an hourly rate for clients who want it, or for certain kinds of matters where we can't really offer a flat fee because we don't know how.
I've never been a fan of the hourly rate myself. I want to know what's it going to cost, and the hourly scares me myself. Is that a common feedback from the community, or how do you hear?
Absolutely. So as a business executive for 25 years, I never paid an hourly rate, and if I did pay an hourly rate, I had a good budget and I had a good idea of what it was going to cost. And having done that for so long, I know that I could capture what it would take to get the work done in most instances, and certainly for a lot of small business needs. Small businesses pay a flat fee for everything else. You want to go get a cup of coffee, you know what it's going to cost you when you get your cup of coffee.
Right.
You want to get a marketing plan, you say to the marketing person, what's it going to cost? And they give you a price. Even your auditor will give you a price. Lawyers are one of the last bastions that live for the hourly rate.
Lawyers are always the ones that are last to adopt the newest technologies and stuff. I think you all are still using fax machines out there. Are you still faxing stuff back and forth to people?
Well, mine's electronic. It goes through my email.
I always joke the attorneys still use the fax machines and everything and stuff. I think they're only industry still using those things out there.
Yeah, well, we had the luxury of starting a firm at a time when I could make everything virtual. Mm-hmm. So we don't even have very many file cabinets. Yeah. Everything we have is electronic. All of our document retention, all of our programs, and our fax machine.
So how do you distinguish yourself then from your competitors? One way you just said is you have the flat fee versus the hourly rate. But right. In an environment of so many attorneys out there, how do you make yourself stand out?
Well, I think there's a few things. One, I believe we do just top quality work. We respond to our clients. If you call my firm, you're going to get a call back that day or within 24 hours at most. If you email us, you're going to get a response. And we'll be honest with you. I get a lot of positive feedback from my honesty. Like this morning, I had a client, a good business client, email me about a personal matter. I said, we don't really do that kind of work. Let me find you someone. Mm-hmm. And instead of trying to be everything to everyone, we try to be a solution that helps a business and helps a business owner move forward productively. And I think that's been really positive for most of our clients.
And they are the presenting sponsor also for the upcoming Business Symposium, again being held October 28th at the Hilton Hotel, located at 950 Lake Carillon Drive. So come out, help support the Tampa Bay business owners, help support the Walk Law Firm by visiting TampaBayRadio.com and picking up a ticket for that. $39 for TBBO members, $59 for non-members. If you could use her business services, please give her a call, 813-999-0199. Again, 813-999-0199. Or visit walklawfirm.com for more information. Got a little bit more with Rochelle Walk when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. As we take a look at the roads around Tampa Bay, slow traffic on westbound I-4 approaching downtown Tampa. Also, northbound 275 off the Howard Franklin Bridge. Just a bit of delay into Tampa. Crash on westbound State Road 52, just west of Hayes Road. This, of course, in Pasco County. The right and center lane still blocked here. And a crash in Largo at Almerton and Starkey. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
She didn't just visit the sick and poor. She moved in with them because they needed help. Mother Teresa couldn't do it all, but she gave her all. Compassion. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Today, mostly sunny, cooler temperatures and a light breeze, high 84. Tonight, clear and cool, low 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high 85.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, your business becomes show business. Talking with our presenting sponsor for the upcoming business symposium, Rochelle Walk of the Walk Law Firm. If you could use their services, again, 813-999-0199. Again, 813-999-0199. Or visit walklawfirm.com, specializing in all areas of business law. And so, Rochelle, we're talking there during the break about marketing your services and everything. And one of the benefits of TBBO is the exchange of business. Even though we don't market ourselves as a leads group, as you develop these key relationships, people want to share business with one another. And referrals, I always say, are the strongest form of a successful sale. There's a number of different ways to source business. But when you get a personal referral from somebody, it is definitely a key to making a sale. How would you respond?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that I've learned in business over, the last 30 some years is people do business with people they trust. And there are different ways you develop trust. You develop trust over a period of time of working together and being honest and reliable and delivering, doing what you said you're going to do. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. If you're going to make a mistake, overdeliver and underpromise. When you get involved with an organization like TBBO, you have a built-in way of developing trust. And as I tell people in my firm all the time, I tell my associates, trust is earned. It's not an entitlement. And it's a privilege when you get it.
Right. And so you develop these relationships through TBBO, a key component of building your business. Internet being a second area where you develop a lot of your business from. Tell me a little bit about how you market your services.
So when we first started, I was relatively new to Tampa, and I didn't have a network here. So TBBO was like a business family for me. And then secondly, we started to use the Internet. One of the things I realized very quickly, having some marketing communications background in my prior life, was that we needed to hone our message. And so we exclusively represent businesses and their owners. Our internet site says that. We're very clear. If somebody goes out and looks for us and they type in Tampa Bay business lawyer or business law firm, or they type in contract lawyer Tampa, something of that nature, some of those kinds of combination of words, we'll typically be right there on the first page organically because our website delivers that message.
I would have thought that the billboards were y'all's number one way of making sales, because it seems like every attorney, every billboard is an attorney up there. But you're saying that's mostly personal injury that attracts that type of marketing?
Yeah, I think that's really for a consumer. When you're trying to market to businesses, you have to have a credible message. You have to be able to deliver a message that's meaningful to that business. So someone's out looking for a personal injury attorney, they might look at the biggest billboard and they might look at TV commercials and see whether or not an attorney looks trustworthy. For me, my clients are really looking at whether or not we've got the skills and experience. And my website really tells that story.
So you're a very successful business owner, entrepreneur, a large background in just business processes. You're talking to me about you're the spokesperson for Sherwin-Williams, while you're working with the other firm. So you don't come from the typical attorney background where you just understand law. You really understand business. Elaborate a little bit on your background.
Sure. And just so you know, when I did my spokesperson work for Sherwin-Williams, it was in the 90s. So my background's really different than most lawyers. lawyers because I was with a large law firm for the first 4 or 5 years of my career, and then I went in-house and I became a corporate lawyer at Sherwin-Williams, and I did about, 17, 18 acquisitions in my first couple of years there, and then I left the legal department and I ran marketing communications for one of the divisions, for the Consumer Brands division. And that led me to running licensed brands, which was Ralph Lauren and Martha Stewart. So all of a sudden, I'm no longer a lawyer, but I'm actually running a business unit. I have P&L experience. I have business people that are reporting to me. From there, I went to another company, called Ogilvy Norton. I was their general counsel and wound up restructuring in a bankruptcy, and then came down to Tampa to be general counsel and chief administrative officer for Anchor Glass. We negotiated union contracts, restructured the company, recapitalized the company. So although I'm a lawyer, my career has been very much practicing business as much as it has been practicing law.
And what would you say habits make you successful? When you're giving tips to other people and you see them making some mistakes, what do you always come back to with your habits that you say, you know what, if they just had that, they could, overcome that maybe?
2 things. Write it down. If you say you're going to do it, find a way to mark it down and get it done. Don't forget, don't let it slip through the cracks. I see a lot of people make all sorts of promises and then they fail to deliver on time and they fail to follow through. And don't promise something you can't do.
2 good tips right there. Writing stuff down and don't overpromise, and always do what you say you're going to do. Very good tips. So we've got to wrap up the segment. But Rochelle Walk, good discussion today. Thank you so much for being in studio.
My pleasure, Jamie. Glad to be here with you.
And again, if you could use her business services, give her a call, 813-999-0199. Again, 813-999-0199, or visit walklawfirm.com. They, again, a business law firm specializing in all areas of business and are our presenting sponsor for the upcoming Business Symposium. Coming back from the break, we'll do a little social media talk with Matt Ashwood, social media manager for the show here during the live streams, and also with Songbird Agency. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, your business becomes show business.
Everything you've achieved in life has been all you, right? Like your work, your sweat, your savings, your time, your planning. So there's no reason protecting your identity shouldn't be all you too, right? Wrong. Fact is, it would be hard to even know where to start if your identity were stolen, who to call, how to find the time, and frankly, how to go about resolving it all. Well, that's why there's LifeLock. Their proprietary technology will help detect and alert you to a huge range of identity threats. And if you have a problem, they have a U.S.-based team of specialists who'll work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But with LifeLock, you spare yourself the time, run around in frustration of trying to do it all on your own. And it goes beyond free credit monitoring, which only detects changes in your credit. LifeLock memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Go to 1-800-LifeLock or visit LifeLock.com now. Use promo code LifeLock, that's LifeLock, to save 10% off your membership. That's 1-800-LifeLock or LifeLock.com.
There's a lot of uncertainty about the stock market right now. Wall Street is unsure what's going to be happening next. And if you're retired or even thinking about retiring, you don't want to be taking on too much risk. And that's why you need to talk to David Graham of the Graham Capital Advisors. He's a fiduciary, and it means he works for you and your family, not for a bank or a national brokerage house or an insurance company that may or may not have their own agenda. And of all the financial advisors you hear advertising on the radio in the Bay Area, David is the only one who's a member of the prestigious National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors. He focuses on wealth preservation. He's known as the retirement guy in the Tampa Bay area. And what he brings you is peace of mind, the peace of mind in knowing your financial future is secure. Call David Graham at 800-808-5009, 800-808-5009.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Good morning. As we take a look at the roads around Tampa Bay, slow traffic on westbound I-4 approaching downtown Tampa. Also, northbound 275 off the Howard Franklin Bridge. Just a bit of delay into Tampa. Crash on westbound State Road 52, just west of Hayes Road. This, of course, in Pasco County. The right and center lane still blocked here. And a crash in Largo at Almerton and Starkey. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Extragen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. No matter how busy you get, you want the best for your children, especially when they're not feeling well. The Extragen Temporal Scanner Thermometer takes your child's temperature quickly and accurately, so you can get back to what's important, helping them feel better. Pick one up at Walmart or other fine retailers.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Start the week rather nice. Sunshine, mid-80s for the high. Overnight lows, look at those dipping into the upper 60s, near 70 degrees. Next couple of days, we'll see the rain chance back. Temperatures hovering around the mid-80s. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Tickets are available for the Business Symposium, which we talked about throughout today's program. It's getting closer and closer, just a little over 2 weeks away. And again, October 28th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll be a very fun day of networking and education centered around our thriving, innovative marketplace of local vendors. And also we'll be having a Shark Tank panel of experts. And again, this is a Business Expo style event, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Hilton Hotel, 950 Lake Carillon Drive. Tickets are $39 for TBBO members, and they are $59 for non-members. If you're not familiar with TBBO, you can head over to TampaBayRadio.com. Right up on the home screen is a big button that says click here to join Tampa Bay business owners, and you can see the benefits or fill out just a request form. And again, it's a network of business owners. Been around 8 years or so, around 300 members, and the radio show just being one component of the organization. Actually, that's a new component. It wasn't even founded around the radio show. I just came in as a partner because I started interviewing members of the organization and became a member myself. So it was a good fit. It was a good synergy between myself and Chris Kermitzos, the founder. But other events that go on throughout the month are the main event, which goes on the first Wednesday of each month at the Center Club. Always well attended, and it's an interview format with a local or a leading entrepreneur about their successes and their failures. Also, we do a success safari where we go out to a local business and tour the facility. We do a number of workshops and summits designed to educate the business owner, and it's just a great way to meet local business owners. So Tampa Bay business owners, a great network of local professionals, and you search on the internet, Google Tampa Bay Business Owners or TBBO, you'll find nothing but positive stuff about the organization. Also, we invite you over to the fan page of the Tampa Bay Business Owners. We have about 12,000 likes on the page. That's in addition to my radio show page, That Business Show, which has around 4,000 or so likes. So we would appreciate it if you would give us another like and help support the organization. But again, we'd like to invite you into membership. Memberships fees are $59 a month or $595 for the year with a one-time startup fee of $250, and you'll get to come onto the program. And also, we'll give you the ability to refer a guest to the program for a time or two. So it's a good little benefit right there to be able to help get a client or somebody that you know in business on the radio show. So again, take advantage of the resources available, TampaBayRadio.com. Next guest for the program, Matt Ashwood, social media manager with a Songbird Agency. Learn more about him over at mattashwood.me. Also, songbirdagency.com. Matt, welcome back to the program as always.
Thanks. Happy Monday, Jamie.
Thank you. And Matt's always in here most mornings, I should say, handling the social media, doing a lot of the little clips and helping me kind of get familiar with some of the other social media platforms out there. He's been helping me out with Instagram, for one. I wasn't using Instagram, and he's been teaching me about Instagram stories. We've covered that a few times on the program before. But I want to talk today about the algorithms that go on these search engines, these social media platforms, how to keep up with these algorithms. So first off, for people that are not even familiar with that term, algorithm, tell them what that is.
Yeah, so when you look at different social networks, especially, we're thinking about Facebook, but Google has an algorithm, Instagram now. They have their way of filtering your news feeds, what's showing up on their websites by determining what you would be interested in. So like when you think of Google's algorithm, when you enter in a key search term, they've determined what you're looking for with their algorithm. So when you're checking the Facebook, they have their algorithm that's determined what kind of posts you would like most. So when you pull up Facebook, it's not just the most recent people that you're following. It's the people that Facebook thinks you're most interested in, the people that you engage with most. So it's probably your closest friends, the people you like for their photos more often. There's a lot of different factors that they've determined that helps them improve the content for you as you're experiencing their app.
I wish it would just leave it alone. It would just pop up as people post. Just, this is the newest post. This is the newest post. Just keep them coming. But they don't. They move them around.
So that's what Twitter thought they could get away with, because it was short form tweets. So they thought if it was just chronological, people would enjoy that and they can just filter through. But what happened is it just became the loud noise. And when you check your Twitter, you're scrolling through and just seeing this all these noisy tweets in your feed. It becomes less interesting. That's why they've kind of faded away, is because they lost that engagement that Facebook was able to hold with their algorithm. And now Instagram is learning to do the same thing. They released before it was just chronological with Instagram, but now they create an algorithm which they introduced, I think, a month or two ago.
And Twitter is now for sale, right? Isn't Twitter on the...
that's been in talks the last couple of weeks. They're talking about Disney or Salesforce or Microsoft looking to buy the company, or even Google. But so you're saying they're going back and forth with it. Now like the news channels are saying that it's not going to happen, and I don't know.
And so Twitter has never changed their algorithm or made just minor tweaks to it through the years and through the months or whatever?
They've made efforts to improve on it. Like what I notice now is whenever I check in Twitter, I like that it brings, if you scroll down just a little more, it'll show you things you missed. So pull out tweets that you probably like the most that show up in your feed. So that's helped a little.
But most people don't like that stacking nature of the post. Then they want the algorithm to tell them what they think they should like.
It's just I think everyone says they want. Let me just see what's the most recent thing. But really, when you're checking your Facebook, if you just see all these most recent things, that this boring stuff that a lot of people are posting, especially a lot of the political posts, like everyone's posting yesterday and today, people not necessarily like that kind of stuff. So they're looking for they want to see what their families are up to.
Is there a filter that you can put in place that will delete out the political posts?
I don't know. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, isn't there?
Because there is a filter that blocks out your entire Facebook feed if you need to go there to do normal business posts or whatnot. That way you don't get distracted by seeing the cat video or something. Oh, what's that? Or what's so-and-so talking about today? Yeah. It'll block out the entire feed, but it won't block out certain components.
Yeah, you can. What you can do is when you see a post from maybe a candidate you don't like and you never want to see posts from that candidate, you can block that candidate from your feed.
Right, you can hide certain things. I understand that, but you can't just block out certain things.
So not the topics are tough to hide from.
This comes back to our discussion about having a separate social network for political discussions. It seems like that would be a network that would be very successful.
Yeah, that would. If it was just political, I don't know how many people would jump onto that. Like that's.
I think there'd be plenty of people. There's some people just like to fight and argue about politics. I think it would be a very lucrative social network.
Yeah, there are communities out there you can jump in. Like Reddit is a very community. They'll have they have different forums in there. I'm sure there's plenty of forums.
Reddit, I've seen this as a social network that caters to what?
Reddit is the front page of the internet. So a lot of a lot of Redditors, basically what Reddit is people will share different content from the internet on this platform, and they'll discuss it in Reddit. There's different forums set up, but essentially it's called the front page of the internet because things that trend on Reddit end up trending elsewhere. If something goes trending, if something's like some video trends on Facebook, it was trending 2 days ago on Reddit. Like that's the place of discovery. That's where I find all my that's where I stay up to date, get ahead of the trends.
So how often are these algorithms then changed, and then how does one keep up with them from a business standpoint?
Yeah. So you can follow, Facebook has their newsroom. I think it's news.fb.com. They'll put out updates to how they're changing the algorithm, and Twitter has their blog. Snapchat has a blog. So most of these sites, they're updating you through their blog forum, their blog site. But essentially, if you want to stay up with the algorithm, it's just sticking to the fundamentals of the social network. Like, so Rochelle Walk, she asked, your guest earlier was asking me, how do these businesses stay up with these algorithms? Well, as long as you understand the fundamentals of the social network, you don't need to worry so much about the algorithm. So, for instance, with Facebook, great way how to win on Facebook is by storytelling. You don't want to, if all you're doing on Facebook is selling your product, no one wants to follow you. No one cares about you, and it doesn't help your reach. The algorithm doesn't work for you on Facebook if that's all you're doing. But if you're continuing to storytell and share the experience of your business, you'll do well. So, for instance, I've worked with a number of gyms, and a lot of the content we produce are just clips and photos of people working out at the gym, and try to keep it interesting, add little twists to it, make it fun, have fun with it. And a lot of these gyms haven't had to invest in the Facebook advertising platform because we get plenty of organic reach, because we play well to the algorithm by just storytelling.
So you're indirectly marketing. You're not saying buy. You're just showing the benefits of the service and then enticing the person to want to buy because you're trying to reach them at an emotional level, an important component of sales.
Right. So, and that's a big component to sales is, helping them understand the story, helping them understand the experience. And Facebook's a great platform to do that. A lot of people just assume, I can get in front of X amount of people, let me tell them about this awesome deal I have, when really they just want to understand what it's like at your business, what it's like to experience your business.
How should you incorporate the trending topics and the trending hashtags that are going on a daily basis? Should you look at those and then somehow think, how can I incorporate this into my normal daily posts?
Yeah, there's some strategy with that. You can jump on trends, especially in Facebook. I know if you could, if you want, like, that, it's a kind of sketchy place. Like, you could jump on the whole debate bandwagon and kind of jump into that conversation and get a lot of attention that way. But when it comes to trends, though, for instance, like when I think of holidays, especially like Christmas or Thanksgiving, a lot of companies, they want to come up with their here's our Thanksgiving posts for the day. But what I noticed because everyone else is posting on the same day the same exact thing, then it doesn't do you much good. You're just one of the other noisy people doing the same thing. So when you are getting on trends and what's going on in the social media world, it's finding a way to be unique in that conversation.
And do people actually watch and read those hashtag feeds? I think I told you last week. I've never once went to a hashtag feed or something.
Oh, so that's a part of hashtags are a part of Instagram culture, probably more. Twitter also, because around the conversation around the hashtag it will pick up. But Instagram, if you're spending time on Instagram, what a lot of these users are doing, they'll find a hashtag that they like. So say they stumble across that hashtag, that business show, and they'll be like, I'm curious, what other Instagram posts are at that business show. They'll click it, and then they'll see these photos of these different businesses. Then this business will show up, and it says hashtag. I like using Ellabing. Hashtag wooden bow ties, because they make wooden bow ties. So then you're interested. Oh wow, wooden bow ties. Let me see this hashtag wooden bow ties. You see all these wooden bow tie companies, and then that'll take you to maybe it's navy suit. So hashtag navy suit. So you click. I wonder what navy suits will look like. And then you're on this trend of clicking from hashtag to hashtag, discovering these different things on Instagram. These different photos, different cool things going on. And that's part of the hashtag culture, is this discovery of of the world through hashtags.
Yeah, taking a trip through social media through the use of hashtags. Yeah. Currently talking to Matt Ashwood, social media manager with a Songbird Agency, also handling the social media for the program. So visit facebook.com/That Business Show. You'll see a lot of the little short clips that go on here in studio live each and every morning. Also on Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. And if you can use his services, visit at mattashwood.me. Again, mattashwood.me. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn Apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn. Or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Couple accidents in Pinellas County, one at Drew and Keene, also one being cleared on eastbound Almerton approaching Starkey. Some slow traffic on northbound 275 off the Howard Franklin Bridge into Tampa. Nothing major, just some minor delays there. Same goes for westbound I-4 approaching downtown Tampa. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by St. Pete Clearwater International Airport. Pi makes people happy with low-cost fares, non-stop flights, and exciting new destinations. Depart to 57 cities, now including Cleveland, Ohio. St. Pete Clearwater International Airport. Going away? Check PIE today.
Today, mostly sunny, cooler temperatures and a light breeze, high 84. Tonight, clear and cool, low 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high 85.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Learn more about the program over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also, after each show, we do a recap or a blog, and we put the main, or at least the most recent blog on the homepage over at TampaBayRadio.com. But you can review all of the show's recaps by visiting TampaBayRadioblog.com. And again, each one follows each one of the shows that we've done on this program. So going back to February 2015 and some 500 shows, each one with a very informative blog post to meet people here in the community, in addition to watching some of the past shows available on demand, both audio and video. In studio, talking social media management with Matt Ashwood, Songbird Agency. Also learn more about him, mattashwood.me. But Matt, you're also a TBBO member, Tampa Bay Business Owners. When did you get involved with TBBO?
2 years ago.
What brought you into TBBO?
Yeah, I was looking for free networking events around Tampa Bay. Stumbled across you were at the time doing Chris was doing intros to TBBO.
Intro, okay.
And I figured, it was a free event. I figured I'd get to meet some business owners, kind of network myself out, and just went there. I had no intention of joining. But when I heard Chris's story, the culture he was building with TBBO, I was sold. I was like, oh man, I need to get in this.
And you're a young guy. I mean, most young people are really not into that networking side of the business yet. I mean, what is it that attracted you into just even looking for networking events?
Yeah, so at the time I was already involved in a lot of chambers. What really was drawing me to it is just getting involved with the business community a lot more. Being someone that I don't personally, I never had experience working with a large agency, different corporate background. So getting involved with the business community through chambers and networking groups was my way to get familiar with business pains that I can help business owners with.
And what has TBBO done for your business over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so initially it was just a platform to kind of help me understand, to educate myself, to learn more about how other businesses operate, and I've learned a ton through different events, especially the main events, because they have a great business speaker come in and tell their story of their business.
And you've given back as well. You've also presented to the group before, too.
So that was the other thing. Chris saw an opportunity for me. He encouraged me to go through the TBBO Speaker Placement Program. Because what TBBO does is a lot of educational workshops, classes, summits, events to educate business owners. And that's one niche I found was a lot of business owners, they do need education on to stay updated on what's going on with social media, since it's always evolving, always changing. And I just found Chris kind of encouraged me to speak on that a lot at the events, help business owners understand what's new with Facebook, what's new with Twitter.
And you mentioned you'd also joined the Chambers, Chamber of Commerce's. What differences did you see between the Chambers of Commerce's and Tampa Bay Business Owners?
Yeah, since the chambers were a lot more localized, what I found with TBBO is that I could get involved with one community, and they're spread out across Tampa Bay. I also found there was a much more hunger for education in TBBO, and a lot of growth-minded business owners in TBBO. And it's just an interesting culture. I recommend anyone listening to go check out an event, because you'll find it is very different from these chambers, these networking groups that you've probably experienced. Is that everyone there they're excited to grow their business, to go to find out what's the next level for their business, and create those relationships that can get them there.
And people can see our events calendar over at tbbo.org/events. Our next event before the symposium, we have a workshop available on October 18th, and so you can see that and register for that. It's free to TBBO members. Non-member pricing is $39, and you can register for that again over at tbbo.org/events. And also a good introduction to TBBO is by coming out to our business symposium on October 20th. the 8th, and that's one of our signature events, one of 3 that go on throughout the year on top of Christmas in July, and right around the corner, my Business Show Awards Dinner, which I'll be planning and announcing details on that at the Business Symposium. So Matt is a specialist in social media management, again, handling social media for the show during the live stream here each and every morning. What are some of those unknown social media platforms that we need to keep an eye on? Is there any big, Twitter or Facebook that's creeping up behind some of these social media platforms that we don't know about yet?
I don't think the average listener, probably there isn't a social network you need to be ahead on the curve on, unless you have so it's always good to know what's coming. So like if you're marketing to younger generations, like if you're reaching out to the tweens or teenagers, Musical.ly is a hot place to kind of get introduced to, get familiar with. If you are marketing millennials, you really need to be on Snapchat too, understanding that culture.
But Musical.ly is a new social media site that's dedicated to what? Just music talk?
Actually, it's a interesting karaoke app.
Karaoke.
So,
okay.
That's probably not what they call themselves, but that's essentially what it is. It's just a lot of these fun teenagers. These teenagers are having fun on there, lip syncing to these songs on this app. So it's
Musical.ly. I'm going to look at that myself. I heard you mention that once before. I'm going to check that one out too. Yeah. Matt Ashwood, social media manager with Songbird Agency. Good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And again, visit mattashwood.me for social media services. Again, mattashwood.me. More about this program over at tampabayradio.com, and also connect with us on social media. YouTube channel simply entitled Jamie Maloney. We get those YouTube videos up by the hour, typically within a couple of hours of airing. And also you find us on Twitter, Jamie_Maloney, and of course Facebook.com/That Business Show. And also we have a podcast available on iTunes of the program as well. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.